ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video with some friends and colleagues. It helps out a lot. More about Squid Game. Obviously, we talked about the fact that the show has actually been released now. We talked about some early reviews, and also have to apologize for forgetting to put up the slide where you actually see those reviews and the tomato meter on Rotten Tomatoes, basically the review of what the critics thought about the show. It was at a 90%, I believe, and now we're going to relook at where it's at right now, and there is more, I want to say, reviews out because, one, more critics have watched it, obviously it's been out, and now we have the audience opinion on the show as well. So I did notice some deviation there, and it's something that we are going to study a bit, and then we're going to talk about what the audience is saying about the show. So let's go ahead and pull up the data. Look at your screen right now. You can see Rotten Tomatoes. So when it comes to the popcorn meter, which is the audience, the people that are just watching the show in general at home, right? You have 500 plus reviews, and it's sitting at a 50%. That's not very good. The tomato meter has dropped from last night, ladies and gents, from 90 to 83% on 41 reviews. Let's read into a couple of those reviews and try to figure out what's going on with this show. I'm definitely going to be watching some of it tomorrow. I'm not going to binge watch it or anything. I'll watch it in blocks, but yeah, very interesting to see the deviation there. Let's look at it. So for the most part, I was seeing a lot of positivity, but this one's from Tristan B. He gives it a 2 out of 5 stars. It's evident that Season 3 primarily served as a transitional setup for a future sequence rather than delivering a cohesive, satisfying conclusion. Interesting there. As we talked about multiple times this week with Squid Game, they've been hinting at expanding the universe, so kind of seems like a little bait and switch there on it really being the conclusion. Is it the conclusion, or are they just trying to add more spin-offs to where they can use similar characters, but maybe not the main character himself? This one's a little more harsh. Anuj V gives it 0.5 out of 5 stars. I guess that's the lowest you can rate anything on Rotten Tomatoes. Sadly, none of it seemed to make much sense. It was almost like making a second and third season just because people were asking for it. So another interesting perspective there. And then last, we have an audience member here, didn't actually leave their name, and they're speaking in what looks like Italian. They gave it a 0.5 out of 5 stars. So we do have the mixed reviews there, but for the most part, the last 3 I saw were negative, and the first 2 to 3 were positive. So about 5 out of 5 stars or 4.5 out of 5 stars. So maybe split down the middle on if this is good or bad. Like I said, I'll be watching it, and I'll be talking about Squid Game more than likely in totality. Not going to do an episode per episode review. Just going to get through it in one sweep, and then I'll tell you, does it match up to season 1 and 2? It's going to be very interesting, and I think this deviation is wild, 83% compared to 50%, so 33% in between the positive and negative. Ladies and gentlemen, are you watching Squid Game Season 3? Have you watched the whole season? What do you think about it so far? Do you agree with some of the negative sentiment or positive sentiment for this show? Very interesting. Even that tomato meter dropping down 7% is pretty crazy as well. Started out solid, but 20 reviews later, and it's not looking as good as it was. 83 is not terrible, but you're trying to live up to season 1 and 2, which is a tough thing. I wonder what the viewership is like on this as well. I think we'll get some of that data a little later, and I'll probably more than likely talk about that. That's going to be very interesting. That will tell you a lot as well. Is there a big crescendo and then a drop off, or is it consistent across the board? Overall, we'll have to see. But like I said, comment down below what you thought about this video, and if you're watching Squid Game Season 3, I want to know your thoughts on it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with some friends, colleagues, and family. It helps out a lot. And ring the bell for notifications to hear from me, Neff. Be safe. It's Neff signing off.